Hi, I'm Matt.
Hey there, I'm Bianca.
And we are from Club Sapphire. That's a cute outfit you have on.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, it's nice to always see you wearing the big sexy outfits and showing off all the goods that are going on there. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well,
and so do these
people.
people.
I do it just for you.
Yeah.
Oh wait, for them too.
Yeah. It gets the YouTube views, and that's that's what it boils down to, is how much cleavage Bianca can show. So. All right, so we had a question that came in via email, and always feel free to always ask us questions. Probably the easiest way is in the comments below, and we can answer them in a future video as we slowly do over time, because we do get a lot of people watching these videos and a lot of people ask questions. So,
by the way, thank you.
Yes, thank you. So the first question we have today: how do we tell someone we don't want to play with them again in a nice way? All right, so it's a couple that you've played with once. And for some reason, you don't want to play with them again. Now, there could be a lot of reasons why you wouldn't want to play with them again. It's common that sometimes you have high expectations of a couple or a person, and they might fall flat for whatever reason. That's common. I know a long time ago, we had a threesome with a girl that I had a super crush on, a friend of our vanilla-ish friend that we had, and when it came down to it, she was a floppy fish. No, floppy fish, that's not right. Dead fish.
She basically she wasn't even floppy.
She wasn't even floppy. Yeah, it was like her favorite position was basically lying down on her back and just kind of falling asleep. So from a sexual standpoint, that just did nothing. Not as much fun. So those are the situations where it's like, you know what, I don't really want to play again. And if she did, we would have had to think of we would have to tell her some reason why not. And so in those situations, honestly, what we found is honesty. That's an easy answer. Because
it's not always the hardest or the easiest thing, but it is the best.
Yeah, exactly. Things like that, you don't really want to particularly hurt someone's feelings, of course.
Right.
And you might not necessarily want to say why if it was something, that could be insulting, construed as insulting to them. But,
things happen. You might be attracted to someone, but maybe you just don't click sexually. And that's normal and that's common. And it happens. And if you're going to be a part of this community and this lifestyle, that's just something you're gonna have to man up and deal with, I think.
Right.
But yeah, it's not easy, it's not pleasant. No one wants to hurt anybody's feelings, but you also don't want to waste their time or get their hopes up and string them along either. That's not a nice thing to do either.
Yeah.
So I'm always kind of try to stay positive and cheerful, and maybe if I give them a second chance, it'll be better the second time. And you know what, maybe it is. Sometimes the first time you have sex, it's not always the best. But I think you have to look at it situation to situation, right? I mean, if it was just a little clumpy and clunky and just not a little fumbly and that, well, maybe it would be better the next time. Maybe they'd be less nervous. I mean, I know I still get nervous the first time I'm with someone, even though we've been doing this for so long, just because I don't know what they like. I don't know if they like the same things you like, and if I do something that you love to them, are they going to think, what the fuck is wrong with this woman? Why is she doing this?
What could that be?
I don't know. Sticking a finger up your ass.
It always boils back down to that, doesn't it?
It does. It always comes back to your ass.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm just saying that these are thoughts that go through, and I'm sure it's not just my head. I'm sure many people have these thoughts going through their head of, what are they going to like this, not like this, whatever. And hopefully that's not going on the whole time you're with them, but maybe it is, and you're distracted because you're just too concerned about that it wasn't your best work, or that it wasn't their best work or whatever. So sometimes I think it's okay to give someone a second shot. I think it just depends on the situation. Now, if it was really just bad, you just did not connect, and you were this was never gonna happen, or maybe they said something that offended you in the middle, or they were into this kink that you're I am so not into this, get away from me. Maybe that point you need to decide, okay, this is just never gonna happen, and
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there are definitely going to be times where you just don't feel comfortable. You might have been fine with the situation, but honestly, something that's happened to me numerous times is where it was just kind of it was meh, It was like, it was fine. It's sex. Sex is great, but for whatever reason, yes, her and I just didn't click well, and it was one of those situations where I didn't feel that. It was first timers. Yeah, definitely the first time you have sex with anybody, you can make it as good as you can try to make it spectacular, but realistically, you don't know what they like, what they do, what they don't do, twists and turns and bodies, legs up, and all those types of things that might be good after you've done it a couple of times.
Right.
But this really isn't about that. It's for whatever reason you just don't want to play with them again, but now they want to play with you again. All right. So if a couple comes up to you and they're like, Bianca, that was so amazing last time, best sex ever. Do you want to go play again? We're here. What are you going to say?
Oh God, no. No, I'm kidding. Don't say that. Like I said, just letting them down easily and saying, I just feel like we didn't connect, and I think you're a great person, but thank you, but I'm just.
But no, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I think that's really. I mean, it hurts a little bit, but it's.
But I think that's something that's one of the risks that you have when you're in the lifestyle is you do have to get used to it and okay with some rejection, because that's some rejection, and that might hurt a little bit more maybe than if you never did, like if you never fucked them in the first place. But and I don't think also. On the other person's side, so if you're the one getting rejected after having, like, you had sex with them and they're like, you're a really great person, but we just didn't connect sexually, like, you still want to be friends with you or whatever, but I just don't want to go to bed with you. I don't think that there's anything wrong with saying, could you give me some feedback?
Interesting.
Is there something that I did that, was weird, or like what kind of feedback? Like, no, I wouldn't, go so far as to be like, oh, why don't you want to have sex with me? Come on. But like, oh yeah, totally, I understand, not everybody works with everybody, but, do you have any feedback for me? Is there something that I did or didn't do, or, and I don't think there's anything wrong with the other couple saying, being honest, if there was something specific, like, yeah, you tried to pee on me and I'm not into that. Let's find someone with the same kinks,
Sure.
I think that is okay. If it's something mean, I wouldn't say it.
Sure. Sure. Well, that actually brings up a very interesting question outside of this, is feedback. Feedback's an interesting thing, because early on when we got into the lifestyle, that was something that was very important to me, because I had sex with a few women, but not nearly as many as I've had in the last few years. And so it was like, I thought I was good, but from personal experience, when you have sex with a guy who's 20, or you have sex with someone who just doesn't have that much experience, that you're like the guy thinks he's the best, but he's really not.
Right.
And it's just the fact that he doesn't have the practice of someone who's been in the lifestyle for a really long time.
Sure.
Or they might be greedy, or or selfish. It's actually probably the better word there, that they just don't have that yet. So early on, it was to me, it was like, not quite, fill out this paper after you're done having sex with Matt.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be hilarious? You're like, thank you so much for having sex with me. Please fill out this questionnaire.
Yeah, at the bottom of your receipt, there's a little code, and if you call in, you can get $2 off.
Yes.
Something next time. Just like that. No, but I definitely have asked women in the past. Afterward, is there something that you liked? Is there something that you didn't like?
Because, have you really?
Oh yeah. Although it's been a while, so I just kind of forgot about it until we were just talking about it now.
Well, because you don't always have, like, I don't think you'd want to do that, and I don't know if you've done that or not. But have you done that like right after? Like
right after?
Just, like,
No.
It's more of like if you go out to eat afterwards, maybe, or something, like in the cruises or something. You go up to the buffet and have like your late dinner. Okay.
Yeah. Because I think that's there's so many awesome things about the lifestyle, but that is definitely one of them, is that you can get better at sex just from practice.
Right.
And I can't tell you how many techniques I learned of just, the whole gamut of everything about sex, just from being in the lifestyle, just a lot of times from a woman doing something to me, or I see a guy doing something to you.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Is there have been several times that you were like, oh my gosh, you were really loud. Like, what was he doing? Like, teach me almost, like, so that I can do that for you, because I want to make you scream like that.
Yeah.
So I know you have asked for that kind of feedback.
Sure, no, I'll flat out ask the guy too. I'll be like, wow,
you will.
Bianca really liked something that you're doing with your mouth down there. So what was it? And he'll gladly tell me, or he'll do it again to you and go, Matt, pay attention. Yeah. And you're like, okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's one of those things also from a jelly. That's also something from a jealousy perspective that you really can't be hurt by those things. There are going to be things in lifestyle that you see, especially when you're new, that your significant other is having sex with someone else and they haven't experienced that thing with you because this other person has more experience or learned this technique in somewhere and is using it on your significant other. And if they can teach you and you don't get insulted because your wife had this most phenomenal orgasm because of it, it's not a bad thing. As long as you can take notes and be like, okay, what was that, and how do I get her to do that?
Right.
So feedback after sex, although it sounds weird to say that, as long as you're not awkward about it.
Yeah. But don't hand them a piece of paper. Don't text them afterwards with a survey.
On a scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate the blowjob? Yeah, don't do that. But definitely there. If there was something that.
Well, what about feedback during?
Well, that's always that, whether in the lifestyle or not, that's always a good idea. And it even still happens to this day. You and I'll be doing something, and you're like, Matt, move your finger there, or something like that. And why would I be insulted by that?
Right.
That's one of those things.
That's my point. Is I'm saying like there's no reason why you can't give feedback, especially if the act is starting to go south, and you're like, okay, he's had his face down there and it's not doing anything for me. There's no reason why I don't think you can't give a little bit guidance, because again, they've never done this with you before. And I think everybody kind of has the idea that what I like doesn't mean that the next woman that you are going down on is going to like that. So, if I like it counterclockwise, she might like it clockwise. So there's no reason for her to be like, maybe try this and give a little bit of guidance, because everybody wants to, we go out there wanting to be good at this, right? Yeah. I mean, this is our hobby. This is what we do. So you want to be good at it. So having some feedback of, I know Matt likes it this way, but if I'm with this person, he's just like, oh, that's not working for me. I wish he'd use less teeth.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with saying something, nicely. Hey, that could you use a little less teeth?
Yeah, no, because
drawing some blood there, Bianca, but back off.
Yeah, well, I it's funny that you bring that up, because I have been with a few women that were new to the lifestyle, I can think of one example where we were in an orgy situation quite a few years ago, and this couple had never done anything before, and the woman had only been with the husband, and I was the second person that she had ever had sex with, and she was a biter. She was going, yeah. A little
chomper.
Yeah, a little chomper there, and that was a very, very uncomfortable blowjob. And it was one of those things where it was just, I didn't want to give feedback because I didn't want to hurt feelings, especially since they were new and everything was delicate, walking on glass as far as their comfort levels, and that's perfectly fine. But that was the time where it wasn't about feedback; it was more along the line of moving her into doing something else.
Yeah.
Let's go and do something else now, because you are someone that I don't want to be receiving a blowjob from. Basically.
And there's nothing wrong with that either, I think.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
You always want to put your best face forward, no, that's not the right way.
Although there was probably a pun in there somewhere.
That you want to show the person that you're with the best time that you can. You want to show them that you're good at what you're doing and all that. So, you want to do what you can to make sure. And if, let's say you're not 100% comfortable at going down on this person, then do what you're good at. There's nothing wrong with that. I personally, I don't know. I don't know if I'm weird or what, but I am not so, I love foreplay, but I love more of the kissing and petting foreplay. Like, get me to the point where I'm like hot and bothered and I'm begging for your cock. You can do that without going down on me. So if you're not comfortable with going down, like you're like, I don't know how my skills are or whatever, and this is the first time I'm with Bianca and I'm just like, oh, I don't know, you know, don't do that.
Because your expectations are way up there.
No, because I'm just saying don't go down on her, because, you know, if you're uncomfortable with that, because you're like, I don't know if it's going to be good, and I want to do what I'm good at. I'm really good at fucking doggy style, so, you know, don't rush straight into doggy style necessarily, but, you know, there's other stuff you can do. Right. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Just do your best work.
And give feedback if you want, or at least ask for it if you want feedback yourself, which honestly I do myself.
How's that feel? What do you like?
Yeah,
you know?
I
I had one time I was with someone. I think we're in a big group situation, and this person was fucking me from behind, and he spanked me, and it was such a little like, and I was just like, is that all you got? Right. And I'm not like, obviously he was testing the water, he wasn't sure, and I'm not even sure if he asked me if it was okay to spank me, so he was probably just like, if I do this, how is she going to react? Is she going to freak out and run away? Or is she going to, like... So that was a good stepping stone for him to, like, you know... Is she going to like this? Because then I could turn around and be like, don't do that again. Or I could turn around and be like...
Do that again.
Do that again, but harder. You know, so... You can also give receive nonverbal feedback.
Sure. Perfect. All right, and with that, make sure that you do follow Club Sapphire on Facebook, and check out clubsapphire.net, because that is the website that's got all the cool events that are showing up. It's, you know, we're in that time of year where all the really exciting things are happening on Saturdays and Fridays and Wednesdays, and Sundays are getting crazy now too. So definitely take a look at the calendar on Club Sapphire's website and see what's going on.
Come
and of
hang
course,
out with us.
Yeah, you'll see us around here somewhere, and say hi to us if you see us.
Yeah,
because we're friendly, and she likes to be spanked just really, really hard. So just. And
he likes shit up his ass, like not shit. Fists and fire and.
Fire. Oh, there's a new one. No. Wow. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.